What's up YouTube? It's Ben, and in this video, I'm gonna show you how to find clients on LinkedIn like an expert. All right, guys, so let's jump right into it. Why do you need to be an expert on LinkedIn as a recruiter? You need to understand LinkedIn thoroughly for search because it's literally the core of your business. LinkedIn is where we research companies, find decision makers, leads, where we pull emails from, where we make lists out of. Simply put, if you don't have this skill set, you're dead in recruiting. All right, so in this video, I'm gonna be screen sharing and showing you strategy and technique on LinkedIn search so that you can get better or find more clients or do more that you haven't been doing yet. But if you have more interest in finding more out about LinkedIn strategy and search and tips and tricks and technique about recruiting at large, simply join my Facebook group, Six Figure Recruiters, link in description. I would be happy to have you there and would love to join you and 7,000 other recruiters that are in the Facebook group. All right, guys, so we're right inside my computer once again. And the first thing that I want to talk about is the fact that I am using LinkedIn Sales Navigator. This is highly recommended. If you are doing recruiting, you at minimum need to be utilizing LinkedIn Sales Navigator. LinkedIn Premium does not cut it, and LinkedIn Free absolutely doesn't cut it whatsoever. So you definitely should be on LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And that is exactly what I'm going to be doing all of my searching in today in this video. So first things first, I want to talk about good search strategy. What exactly is that, right? So basically, search strategy is really where everything starts. This is the beginning. This is where all the magic happens. And this is where you literally decide what you actually want to find on LinkedIn. So first thing you should know is leads are always going to return people to you. Accounts are always going to return companies or prospective companies, like clients that you can have, right? Now, leads are really where we're going to be at when we're searching for clients because we want to talk to people. We can do it by finding accounts and finding the decision makers at companies, but generally we go straight to leads. So good search strategy is understanding exactly what you want to find and then finding it successfully. So that starts with keywords, right? So basically, if I'm just going to want to do a random search, let's say I'm searching for somebody that's like a branch manager or a plant. How about a manufacturing plant manager? So what I'm going to do is I will type in, I'm going to type in plant manager. And by the way, LinkedIn is smart. LinkedIn will give you smart suggestions. So director of operations, GM, operations manager, these are very similar titles, right? But good search strategy begins with knowing what you want to find, right? So you can type that in. You can even type in manufacturing as a keyword as well. So it knows exactly what we're looking for. Now, of course, we're going to whittle this down. I'll talk about that in a second. But good search strategy is beginning with the exact keywords I really want to look for so that I know exactly what I'm actually looking to find. So now I've got a list of generally what I'm looking for overall, but we're going to go deeper here. So the next thing that is incredibly important is that you have good filter intelligence, right? So to be an expert on LinkedIn search, you absolutely need to know how to utilize your LinkedIn Sales Navigator filters. And this is really what you pay for on LinkedIn Sales Navigator. This is where all the money is, right? So being able to actually whittle this list down from 1 million results down to maybe a list of 2,000 or 1,500, I'm going to go in and I'm going to do really good filter intelligence. Now, what does that mean, right? So filter intelligence. First, if I'm looking for a certain area, I can go by state, by city, by whatever I want. But if I'm really specific about it and I want to know manufacturing plants with the plant manager and I want to find that person in Atlanta, right? I'm going to go to Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, I'm gonna make that specific. Now cut my results down to 2,500. All right, perfect. Now that I know I'm looking for plant managers in manufacturing, I'm not gonna touch relationship. This is your second and third degree and all that connections. I'm not gonna mess with that because it will probably make me more narrow than wide. So I'm gonna go not touch relationship. I'm gonna go down to company. I'm not gonna touch company. Company's gonna make me narrow on the list. But industry, I definitely want to hit industry, right? So industry is going to show me all the manufacturing industries that I could potentially hit. And it's going to show me how many results are in each, right? So again, keeping in mind filter intelligence, I don't want to make myself so sparse that I can't find, the proper people I want to find. This is going to make my list really, really small. So I'm going to say forget about it, and I'm not going to type in any one of these specific industries because I'm just more interested in manufacturing at large and finding a plant manager. Seniority level, or I'm sorry, company headcount first. So company headcount, again, filter intelligence. Here's the deal with this. I'm going to be thinking about what size companies I want to actually target where I can actually get to the plant manager. So 200 companies come up that are 11 to 50. That means they have 11 to 50 employees. I'm not going to hit that one because I don't want that small of a company. I want something more along the lines of 50 to 200. So I'm going to ping that one. I'm also going to ping 200 to 500, and I'm going to ping the 500 to 1,000. Now that's going to narrow my search down a little bit. Should be around maybe, okay, we got 558 results. All right. So filter intelligence also tells me that I constantly need to be checking my results back with my filters. So whenever I change something here, I want to know that that is going to reflect in a good amount of results for me. Like if this narrowed down to 25 results, I've screwed up. I've had bad filter intelligence. I've maybe utilized bad search strategy to begin with, and that's not good. But now that I have a list of 558, I'm pretty okay with that. Now here's what I want to do. I just want to go to seniority level, and I'm going to go directly to manager, right? So that's exactly what I've been looking for. So I'm going to hit manager, and I'm also going to hit director. I'm also going to hit VP. I know I want to search for plant manager, but I'm also adding these individuals because I know they're decision makers, right? So on this list, it definitely is going to put me at a narrower list of 254. Now, filter intelligence, search strategy overall, this tells me that I should probably stop filtering because my list has gotten really small at this point. So when I do pull emails out of this list, basically I might not even get that 254 because not every email comes up when you utilize Leadleaper or any other email pulling tool. So with that being said, I have a pretty good list in exactly the industry that I wanted. All right, so what I want to talk about really quickly is top down. So if you haven't heard me talk about this before, I'm a huge advocate of the top down strategy. So what exactly does that mean, right? You always want to be looking from the top down as far as decision making authorities. Reason being is because who in the seniority chain of command is going to be making decisions. Generally, the owner is probably off on a yacht somewhere. They're probably just hanging out and doing whatever they want if the company is large enough, right? Partner, this is usually like a silent investor. It's called partner for a reason. It is what it is. I really don't utilize that in my search. It never really returns good results. CXO, awesome. Anybody in a C-suite position, again, depends on company size. So always be looking at the company size. If I'm looking at, something again that's 3,000 people, I'm probably not going to get to talk to the CEO. If I'm talking about a company that's 100 people, I might have a chance at actually getting a response from the CEO. 100, maybe 250. That's a company size where I can get to talk to someone in the C-suite, whether that's the CEO or COO. So any of that. So let's see. VP, definitely one that I would want to hit. Director, definitely one I want to hit. Manager, only when I want to look for smaller size companies. So when I actually want to talk to a manager and, utilize like branch manager, plant manager, that type of thing. if it's manufacturing or if it's logistics or warehouse, etc. Those are the situations where I will choose manager in my search, because I'm going to be able to find somebody solid from there. Senior, I usually never touch. Reason being is because senior goes on almost everybody's title. I've had a title with a $40,000 base salary before where I was a senior account executive. Means nothing, right? So I'm going to get a lot of bad random results from that. Entry, absolutely not. Training, absolutely not, right? So understanding the top down strategy is very important to understanding who your chain of command is and who's actually going to make decisions for you. On that note about the top down strategy, this is why HR sucks to me. So 98% of the time, HR is not going to be your friend. You don't want them as part of your search. You don't want to reach out to them first. You don't want to connect with them. They are not going to help you. Again, 98% of the time. You are basically trying to do their job, what they should be doing, right? The HR, human resources, and internal recruiting team is supposed to be doing all of these searches and finding these positions for the company, not the other way around. It's not supposed to be bringing in vendors. So HR technically has to go above board. They have to go up top to the VP, to the director, to whoever it is, to actually make a decision and say, oh, can we actually use Ben as our recruiter? And why would they want to do that when it's supposedly their job to actually take care of all those duties? They don't. HR sucks. They're not your friend. Okay, guys, so that right there is a little bit about using your expertise on LinkedIn Sales Navigator and being a better searcher, which makes you a better recruiter. So with that being said, I'm going to pop out and I'll see you on the other side. All right, so those are some tips and tricks that you can utilize to be a search expert on LinkedIn, which is definitely something that's necessary for a really, really good recruiter. I hope that you take those and use those and find value in this video. If you did, smash that like button, please, and hit that subscribe button if not already, as well as the alert button so that you know every single time I come out with a new video. Until then.